In public session. We're back in public session, everyone. So at this point, I would entertain any motions from anyone.
I'll get us started here. First, I would recommend that the Board of Governors adopt recommendation 1A from our confidential materials.
Discussion? Tom?
Two things. One, I'm assuming that this will be available to the public at some point or not?
Yes.
Okay. And then just on the discussion point, so I don't have to repeat myself every time. One, I do not like some of the wording in this. Two, I don't want the perfect to be the enemy of the good, so I will be voting in favor of it. So.
Okay. Nancy Hawkins?
I'll just raise the issue that I've raised directly, which is that I think it is not appropriate form to adopt motions based on confidential material that the membership isn't seeing. And what I'm just hearing is that the membership will see it sometime in the future. And if so, it should be seen today. What we've always been told, what I think the bylaws and the policies show, is that executive sessions are for discussion, but action motions occur in public session. Well, that policy is completely negated if the motion is, I move that we do what I can't tell you we're going to do. It doesn't show, the minutes won't show the record of the meeting. It won't show what you agreed to. I think it's not good practice. And I think if that's what you're going to do, you can't have executive session because these meetings are supposed to be public and transparent.
Thank you, Nancy. Lori?
Yeah, I just want to talk about that. Both within this, I just want to say one of the challenges in all this is in what the motion that Governor Couch is referring to, in fact, all three motions have to do with statements. And we are not able to publish the statement that the board is deciding that they're going to before they've had a chance to talk about and receive legal advice is the problem. And so we have done that. We're doing that, and the board is moving now to do that, which is what the motion is about. Those statements will be released, but we can't release them and publish them before we've had a chance to have legal advice and for them to talk about it. So it's a bit chicken and egg of what we're able to do.
So to follow up, isn't it more appropriate then that the motion be that the Board of Governors will meet in a special meeting on such and such a day to consider statements that may or may not be drafted by that point? That's all you're doing. If that's the case, you can't approve a statement if it hasn't been approved. And you're saying it can't be approved until they get legal advice. And you're going to give them legal advice in executive session. And if it's not happening now, then you're going to hold a special meeting. Right? What am I missing here? If you're approving a statement, the membership has a right to know what that statement is. If it's not been written, it can't be approved.
The statement has been written, yeah.
Okay, so then you're not approving it until further legal advice is given.
Right, which
is going to happen in some process.
Which has
It's
happened,
already
which is what just
happened.
happened, and which is now they're going to move to approve it in public session, and so that they're able to publish it.
Okay, just a moment ago, you said that it wouldn't be approved until legal advice was given. So that's already happened?
Yep, that's what we just did.
Okay,
Right.
so then motion to approve the following statement, A, B, and C.
Well, it's longer than A, B, and C.
Well, whatever it is.
Right, right. So I guess what you're asking is if Governor Couch's motion can be more, and maybe the name of the statement can be, rather than.
The entire statement should be the motion.
I don't know that. Yeah, that's a multiple long of it. And
Well,
I will also say that the statement and what is going out is going to be available, but it's, sorry.
Tara?
I'll let Tara talk.
Tara?
I just wanted to add that even if we, let's say, were to publish the draft statement after the executive session, we still don't know if the board will approve it. And it's not the statement of the organization until the board has approved it. But what I really wanted to say is I think we should take these comments under advisement. I think we should review our bylaws again. I believe that, I hear what you're saying, Nancy, about transparency and best practices. I also don't think that the bylaws require that all the materials be published in advance. I'm not saying we shouldn't. I think it's a very good idea. But I think rather than debating it now, I think we should take this offline and, perhaps this is something the governance committee wants to look at.
So last week, I guess it was, a statement was released. And it was released after a similar motion. Move to approve something that got discussed in the meeting, which nobody knows what it is except the people in this room. You people in this room. That's not a record. And so then you ended up with a statement being drafted later. Okay, I'm talking about last week. Well, then why?
May I be recognized, Madam
Yes,
President?
yes, you may.
If I can just add my own take on this frustration as a member of the public representing our sections, is that we're here to give comment. We're allowed to be recognized to give comment. I can't give a comment on what the RPPT section may think of this opinion before it's voted on if it's entirely secret. I mean, you had executive session, you got advice, it appears you're willing to take a vote on it. This isn't black site funding budget for the CIA. If the board is considering a resolution that calls Nancy the most amazing section liaison in the history of the bar, we should know that that's what it is, so I can sit here and object and say, no, it should be me. But the fact that you're now going to literally vote on a motion to approve confidential material 1A, I have no idea if I support this or not. And so how are you, again, and if that's what you want to do as an organization, and literally not have us be recognized, which there have been times where I wish we didn't recognize people from the public. What's the point? Again, this is the same thing as just having, and there's been debate or discussion whether you can take action in executive session. You should have just taken action and said, we adopted 3 motions, statement to follow later. What's the point of coming back and pretending to be transparent, having this in open session when we're not even, we don't have, are you talking about the weather? Are you talking about bar dues? Are you talking about Perkins Coie? We have no clue what the subject matter is. And that's where my frustration, and I believe Nancy's frustration, lies as well. Any other comments you want me?
Nope.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. And both your comments, I just want you to know, it may not feel like we're listening to you, but we are. I think Executive Director Nevitt's point about maybe re-examining our processes in terms of transparency, I think we should look at them. Because it does not make me feel good to hear your comments and your frustration. This is not the kind of organization that I want to be part of that's not transparent. It's complicated. It's a complicated time, but I do think we should be looking at our policies.
What's the subject? That's not confidential, is it?
General counsel.
You gave legal advice. Okay, that's confidential.
You
Is it
want-
about a divorce? Is it about what?
Thank you for pulling it up. Thank you. The subject for, and I'm very comfortable saying the 1A statement is about, I was going to pull up the actual title of the,
Do we just want the move-in to restate their motion?
yeah, maybe that would be, do you have the,
Yeah, I was kind of waiting on advice of
Yeah,
on advice
yeah,
of
so-
counsel.
yeah.
I just want to be clear before I do it.
absolutely, it's fine.
When I restate the motion, am I understanding from what you just said that I could restate the motion and include in it the title of the statement?
Yes,
Okay, thank you.
absolutely.
So with that, I will restate my motion that the Board of Governors approve recommendation 1A to approve the statement titled Lawful and Necessary, affirming that WISBA's work to promote the rule of law and diversity and diversify the profession.
We got a second. Discussion? Proceed to, oh, I'm sorry, Governor Bloom.
And if I'm not,
And then Nancy.
I don't believe it'd be overstating that it's to achieve alignment with respect to a strategic approach to aspects of WSBA's work.
Okay. Nancy?
Absolutely none of that or what Jordan just said provided the slightest bit of information. And okay, it's about diversification of the bar. Okay, well, does that mean it's part of the equity and justice plan? And nothing about the wording of the motion indicated a subject that seemed that confidentiality was justified. You gave legal advice on the need to diversify the Bar Association. Diversifying the Bar Association is part of our mission or our equity and justice plan. It's not confidential. This is ridiculous. You can't have a motion this way. You can't make decisions this way. What about diversifying the Bar Association is confidential?
Tara?
Again, I'm going to urge that we take this discussion offline, but also, Nancy, it would help me if you could point to, I hear the frustration. You're here to comment. You don't have a thing to comment on. I understand that. But there are going to be some things that are not public, however frustrating that is. It would help me if you could point to what provision in the bylaws you think is being violated, or what, so that we can go back and look at it. I agree with Sunitha. This does not feel good. We don't want you to be frustrated. Also, there are some things that are not public. That is just what it is.
Well, I don't have the bylaws in front of me, but the bylaws provide that executive session is for discussion. It's not for decisions. And then we
And
always.
that's why we're taking action in public session.
But you're not expressing what that action is. What I see is what's needed is you have this executive session and you decide, okay, we can talk about, we can make a motion on this subject, but we have to stay away from this other subject. Not we're going to do something with regard to this confidential subject, but that the actual motion has to avoid it. You don't make motions in executive session. It always had to be that you came out of executive session and had your motions. And that means the purpose of that, it provides no, it doesn't say, but the motion itself can be so vague that it provides no information. The whole idea of coming out of executive session and making a motion is for the motion to have meaning. And for it to have meaning, it has to be public, it has to have discussion opportunity. And I'm sorry, but you came out of the meeting, the special meeting, you immediately went to a vote on an extremely vague motion. There was no opportunity for comment then. This is not how this organization needs to be run. And I get that maybe for some people who aren't as hard-headed as me and Brett, it might seem fine to say, okay, let's take it offline and kind of, we'll placate you later, but that's all it sounds like, is it's trying to placate so you can go ahead and do what this vague thing is. It isn't even clear what the actual subject is. Because what I haven't heard an answer to is, why is diversifying the Bar Association confidential?
Thank you, Nancy. If there are no other comments. Oh, great. Thank you, Chief Disciplinary Counsel Ende. Recognize you.
Thank you for recognizing me, Madam President Angelou. I've attended a great many Board of Governors meetings in my time at the bar. I dare say more than anyone else present at this meeting. And I have come to recognize a point in certain discussions where further dialogue will no longer be productive because an impasse has been reached. I believe the board has reached that point, and this might be a good time to adjourn the meeting.
Okay. We actually have a motion on the table. So I'm not sure that we can. We had a motion and it was seconded. So I believe procedurally where we're at is we need to take a vote.
Here.
Okay. I will ask Lori Powers to take the roll call vote.
Thank you. So the motion has been made and seconded to approve the lawful and necessary affirming the WSBA's work to promote the rule of law and diversify the profession statement that was previously prepared. Tom Ahern,
For the reasons I stated before, yes.
Parvin Price, Kevin Fay not present, Alan Villeneuve, Todd Bloom,
Aye.
Mary Rathbone, Allison Whitney, not present, Christina Larry,
Aye.
Chris Bang,
Yes.
Matthew Dresden,
Aye.
Jordan Couch,
Aye.
Emily Arneson,
Yes.
Kari Petrosic,
Aye.
and Nam Nguyen.
And
Motion passes.
Governor Villeneuve is here. I think he
wonderful.
was, go ahead, Governor Villeneuve. Sorry.
Yes.
Thank you.
motion.
Motion passes.
Okay, next.
All right. Then at this time, I would move to approve recommendation 1B of the WSBA guiding principle.
Second.
I'd ask Lori Powers to take a roll call vote.
Okay. Approving 1B of the guiding principles, Tom Ahern,
For the reasons I stated before, yes.
Parvin Price,
Yes.
Kevin Fay not present, Alan Villeneuve,
Yes.
Todd Bloom,
Yes.
Mary Rathbone, Christina Larry,
Yes.
Chris Bang,
Yes.
Matthew Dresden,
Yes.
Jordan Couch,
Aye.
Emily Arneson,
Yes.
Kari Petrosic,
Aye.
and Nam Nguyen.
Motion
passes.
passes.
But one more time, at this point in time, I would move that the WSBA Board of Governors sign on to the ABA's rule of law statement.
All right.
I would ask Lori Powers to take a roll call vote.
Tom Ahern,
For the reasons I stated before, yes.
Barton Price,
Yes.
Alan Villeneuve,
Yes.
Todd Bloom,
Aye.
Mary Rathbone, Christina Larry,
Yes.
Chris Bang,
Yes.
Matthew Dresden,
Yes.
Jordan Couch,
Aye.
Emily Arneson,
Yes.
Kari Petrosik,
Aye.
and Nam Nguyen. Motion passes
Unanimously.
unanimously,
Yeah.
all three.
Before I adjourn the meeting, I just want to again acknowledge our public members. And, you know, we have work to do to sort of clarify what's going on, and we want to do it. So stay tuned. And to everyone else on the board, thank you. We did some great work over these last 2 days. I'm really proud to be a member of this team. So thanks.